Hey everyone, welcome back. In this video, I'll be doing a hands-on demo of increasing your coding productivity for yourself or for your team by 100x. Right? If you or your team is always, taking longer time to build the new code, or spending more time in debugging the existing code, or even struggling to understand the existing logic of that code, then in this video is for you. Okay, and it's also applicable if you're using any of the programming languages like Python, Java, or any code that gets integrated to your Visual Studio Code or Eclipse or IntelliJ, and it is perfectly fine for multi-cloud environment services like Lambda, Glue, PySpark, or even for SQL purposes. Ready to hear the answer? It is the GitHub Copilot. All right, so let's get started on the hands-on demo. Okay, so for that I have my Visual Studio up and running. What I'll do is I'll quickly start using one of my repository here. It's directly connected to the Git repository. Okay, and I'll show you. So this is currently now scanning for that. GitHub repository it works very well on your local as well. So before we proceed, we will have to first identify that extension that needs to be plugged in first. So this is the prerequisite for that. Okay, when you go to this section, you will have to search for GitHub here, and here you will be getting two extensions. One is related to GitHub Copilot and GitHub Copilot Chat. Okay, so you will have to go ahead and install it. Since I have already installed, there is no install button here. Otherwise, you will get something like this. Okay, go ahead and install those two. Well, as soon as you install, you should be able to work with your GitHub repository. And on the right hand side, you have this in a window. As soon as you do this, you will see the GitHub chat. Okay, and here are a couple of options. You can always go back and do the refresh, or even you can use a different chat window so that you can start something fresh. If you want to change some settings, you can do that, or if you want to do it like full screen, you can do that. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll go ahead and close this initial screen, and I don't want this also. um, okay, so I got some ready prompt here so that we save some time. So here are the some prompts. The first one is for creating a new code. Okay, altogether, if you want some new code to create some Python script file in your workspace. Okay, and if you want to create like read a CSV or a packet file from S3 bucket for sales data and load it into RDS database. Okay, parameterize the bucket, folder name and file name, schema, and all of that table information. Okay, all I'm gonna do is copy this prompt and then paste it here. Okay, I have pasted it here. Just for the sake of simplicity, I'll do that maximize, and I'll go ahead and send this request. Okay, now it's gonna work on this request and create the Python script, and it'll name the file as s3 process underscore RDS, and it will look for the S3 bucket name and also RDS database where it needs to create that process. This will be ready in just couple of minutes, and once that is ready, we should be able to go back to our local workspace and then find this file and do some operations. Right, here is the file that got created. Let's go ahead and create this. You can rename this before or after, that's fine. um, we'll just save the file, and when you go to this local file, you should be able to find that recently created. Okay, so this is the Python file the GitHub just created. So this is the example for brand new file. Okay, let me show you the code on a very high level. See, this is the Python script. It is having multiple functions here. Want to read the CSV, read the Parquet file, load to RDS, and parameterization. All of that is automatically generated. That is within a minute. right? Now, what I'll do, I'll go with a new use case. So let's say you want to enhance this, further by enabling the exception handling or error logging, warnings, all of that. Also, in case of any fatal errors, I want this to be sending an email alert. Okay, I'll go ahead and copy this prompt. Okay, and if you notice, let me maximize. If you notice, the context here is this recently generated file. Okay, I'll provide my prompt. So this GitHub Copilot will take this as an input context, and it is going to edit this particular file and add the exception handling and notifications and error logging as well. Okay, let's go ahead and hit send. In just few seconds, it's gonna add the new sections. Okay. All right. So see, it started already logging it. The CloudWatch logging and error log to the RDS, everything. Whatever best practices you mention, it'll take care of all the best practices and add all of that. Okay. And if you see the exception also generated and email notification, right? Apart from that, regular code will also be right there. And the way you will accept this change is by yeah. So if you go to this output window, so there is a button here, accept this. This will see currently, if you notice, this is the existing script file, right? Wherein none of the exception handling or error logging is not present here. um, since any copilot in this world, we will have to use that responsibility, right? We have to um, you know m- make sure we review this, test it out, and then you make the final change. Let's, for the sake of simplicity, let's assume that this script is perfect. All we have to do is click on this button. As soon as you click on this, all these recently developed changes like error handling, exception handling, everything is now getting merged with the this particular Python file. Okay, it's very simple, right? Within a minute, you are able to apply all your error logging, exceptions, notifications, and everything. Right, everything is now done, and even after this, it's gonna ask you whether to keep this or do an undo. Okay, so this is how you can increase your productivity. You don't have to worry on all of this logic. And I'll show a couple of prompt examples. So for example, scan through the entire Git repository and suggest areas for improving the best practices. Right, you can do that also. I'll just zoom it here. Right, so this is one of the prompt. Right, scan through the entire repository and then do it. Or if you want to do like a scanning of the secret, or if you want to change some formats, like how do you store your keys and secret and password, the GitHub Copilot can do a lot of security scanning as well. And this is another interesting stuff. Let's assume that you already have an existing code for which the developer has not written any comments in this thing. That's where the developers will be taking more time in order to debug, understand the logic and everything, right? So GitHub Copilot has made this thing make it simpler by giving us the option to generate the detailed comment for any of the script file in your repository. Okay, I'm gonna test this now, and what I'll do, I'll keep this change. And if you notice, there are no you know uh, comments that it's been automatically generated, right? So what I'll do, I'll go back to this chat window, and here I'll say, hey, edit the script in the VS Code window, add the detailed comments so that the beginner in the team can easily understand the code logic, right? It's really nice, right? Now, just wait for a few seconds and see the magic. This is going to be super useful, and you can generate comments for literally entire Git repository, right? That's how it works. Um, this will help all the new beginners and the new member in the team understand this code properly and work on debugging or analyzing the issue, finding the root cause and all of that. Okay, so this is super useful and it'll increase your productivity definitely by 100%. All right, now you see, again, we as a responsible AI, we will have to, check the comments for appropriate things. Once this entire thing is right, again, you can click on this button. Again, click on this button so that all these comments will be added your entire script file. Cool, right? All right. Now let's go ahead and apply this and see the magic. Okay, now it is applying this code block. See this? See, this is now added this comment. It has generated the comment again. So this will be applicable for entire script. You can do it at the one script level or at multiple scripts. Right now, anybody who is looking into this particular block of code, they'll easily understand what this is doing. Correct? So this is super useful, and I'll show you some more prompts here. Let's assume that you have a very big code that you wanted to, do a refactor. Let's assume that it is not performing well, and you will have to tune the performance of that particular code. Then you can pass this kind of prompt wherein say the customer transaction script is performing low, identify opportunities for tuning and refactor the code, right? You can do that. Or else you can even work on the enhancement part, right? As we discussed earlier, right? So this gives a lot of flexibility with respect to any new code or enhancing the code or even refactoring your code or doing the security scan or even implement the best practices. Now, I'm sure you will agree to me that by doing all of this to all of the scripts in your entire Git repository will definitely save a lot of productivity. I mean, increase a lot of productivity by 100x. All right. So I hope this video was useful. Make sure you enable GitHub Copilot, experiment with it, and make sure you use it responsibly according to GitHub Copilot guidelines. All right. Even after the comment, you see it is still asking whether to does it really look good or not. Do you want to keep it or you want to not do it? Right. So now I'll just go ahead and keep it. All you have to do is save this, and you can go to this Git option, and then you can make the comment. Okay. It's as simple as that. Thank you.